Hi guys, it's Sven from the Case Tester blog again. Today's video is about the new Samsung Galaxy S23 FE, the fan edition. And yes, we have 4 cases and we're testing them for you today. Of course, we're looking at protection, feel and compatibility with screen protectors, so that nothing is pushed up again by the sides of the case. And of course the price-performance ratio, yes, I looked around a bit. I ordered all the cases directly from Amazon and we have 4 of them here. We have Thorax, we have Rox, we have Spigen, and we have Caseology. So all very well-known brands and also different cases. So I'm not going to make a ranking. In the end, you should see for yourself which case suits you best. That's why we'll test them all individually, come to the pros and cons and the conclusion, and then you'll actually know which is the best case for you. So let's start with the first case, and I hope you enjoy the video. The first case in our test is from Thorax. I bought it on Amazon for $26. If you want to buy any of the cases, there is a link at the bottom of the video description that will take you to my blog. There I have listed all the advantages and disadvantages. There is also the link to Amazon where I bought the case, like this. This is what the cover looks like. As some of you can already see, we have the MagSafe ring inside, which is also the only case. And that brings us directly to the first advantage. We have MagSafe with us. This means that if you have an Apple accessory, for example, or if you have MagSafe accessories at home in general, you can use them with this case, because the Galaxy S23 FE does not have an integrated MagSafe. However, if you put the case around it, you can use all your MagSafe accessories. So, let's put the phone inside. This is what it looks like. Now we come to the second advantage. We have a hard back and a rubber frame. This means that the whole thing breaks here if the fall was simply too, well, how should we put it, too hard. And this rubber edge cushions the whole thing again. In other words, the protection against a fall is very good. We have also included a display protector here. As you can see, the whole thing goes over the display, even though I have already installed a screen protector. We have the same thing on the back of the camera lenses. They don't open up here either. This means that I can lay the whole thing down without the lenses touching the surface. Let's move on to the next advantage. The buttons have a very good pressure point and you can hear it. The next advantage is that the cutouts are all well made. By that I mean the 2 here. Nothing is covered up. And the last advantage is that we can also use a screen protector here. As you can see, the tempered glass on the side of the case is not pushed up again. Let's move on to the disadvantages. The whole thing is of course expensive at $26, but the other cases are considerably cheaper. We don't have inner protection, you'll see in a moment. By that I mean microfiber on the inside of this cover. This means that if, for example, a grain of sand gets in between, it won't slide back and forth and won't scratch the back because the microfiber simply holds it in place. The last disadvantage here, if you look at it like this, you should see that the cover doesn't close properly at the bottom. Because you can see this silver frame here and you can't see it anywhere else. You can only see it here at the bottom. This means that the cover should actually be like this. Unfortunately, it's not. I don't know what it's like on other models or whether I've got a bad model. I don't know. It's definitely a disadvantage. Let's come to the conclusion for this case. What makes this case so special is its compatibility with MagSafe accessories. But you also pay a proud price for this. If you don't need MagSafe, you can do without it. So that was the first case in the test. Let's move on to the second. So, the second case comes from Rox. I bought it as a silicone case. No, I didn't buy it on Amazon. I bought it from their store. Everything is always $1 cheaper there. It costs $19 there. As I said, I've also linked everything for you. This is what the case looks like. Yes, let's put the phone inside for a moment. And then we come to the first advantage. We have a complete hard case here. I can hardly pull the sides apart here. It's only done this way at the bottom so that you can get the phone out again without breaking the case. Otherwise, we have a complete hard case here. The back is also a hard case and covered with a silicone gel mixture. As you can hear, the whole thing bounces very well, so to speak, and also offers very good extra protection. Yes, let's move on to the material. We also know the material from the original Samsung cases. They also have a silicone gel mixture. It feels really, really good in the hand. If you've ever had one, you know what I'm talking about. If not, you should definitely give it a try. Yes, let's move on to the next advantage. We have this microfiber interior protection. And here you can see it. And here you can already see that something is hanging there and it's simply being held in place. We have a soft microfiber here. This means that if something gets in the way, it just gets stuck and then you take it out, and it can't slip around and scratch the back. Now we come to the next advantage, and that is the display protection. As you can see, it's higher here, even though I've got tempered glass on it, and as you can hear, the whole thing bounces nicely. The display doesn't touch the ground. We have the same thing at the back with the camera lenses. They don't stick out either. The buttons have a very good pressure point. You can really hear them compared to the thorax case. The cutouts are also all well made. Nothing is covered here either. And the final advantage, as you can see, is that you can also use tempered glasses here. Nothing is pushed up again at the sides. Now we come to the only disadvantage of this case. Many people already know it. Dust and dirt. It's just a silicone gel mixture. Everything likes to stick to it. This means you should wipe it over more often. Let's come to the conclusion for this cover. If you don't have any problems with the material, you get perfect protection that feels great in your hand. And it's not as thick as you can see. So, let's move on to the third case. So, the third case is the Ultra Hybrid case from Spigen. Many of you know it too. I bought it on Amazon for $16. The funny thing is that this case is also much more expensive, but strangely enough, the less well known the phone is, or the less often it is sold, like an iPhone for example, the cheaper the same cases become. You've probably noticed this too. So, let's move on to the first advantage. Once again, we have a hard case back and such thick rubber edges. Of course, this also offers very good impact protection. The case is also very tight, so don't be afraid of breaking your smartphone. You have to press it in really hard. The next advantage here is also display protection, as you can see. Here, however, the whole thing is a bit tougher, as you can hear, and the lenses are also protected by the case. The next advantage is that all the cutouts are well made. The buttons also have a good pressure point, but you don't hear it so much. And the last advantage, tempered glass, as you can see, works. Again, nothing is pushed up on the side. Now we come to the disadvantages. Transparent cases magically attract fingerprints. There's nothing you can do about this except wipe them off often. And of course you have no inner protection on the inside. This is impossible with transparent covers, but should be said. Let's come to the conclusion for this case. If you're looking for a transparent case for your new Samsung Galaxy S23 FE, this is definitely the case for you. So let's move on to the last case in the test. So, the last case is from Caseology. I bought it on Amazon for $16. This is what it looks like. Let's start with the advantages. We also have display protection and camera protection here. As you can see, the whole thing goes over here and the lenses on the back don't stick out either. The whole thing is very non-slip. We have a real ribbing on the side and it feels like sandpaper. As a result, the case cannot hardly slip out of your hand. The buttons also have a very good pressure point and the cutouts are all well made, as you can see. And the last advantage is, of course, that it is also compatible with the screen protectors, so nothing is pushed up on the sides, even though this case is quite thick. Now we come to the disadvantages. We don't have a hard case here. I take the phone out again for a moment. It's a piece of rubber, so to speak. I can simply press it together in the middle. The second disadvantage is, of course, that we don't have any inner protection here either, such as microfiber like you've just seen with ROX X, for example, or with the original Samsung silicone case. The frame doesn't feel comfortable in my hand. It's more of an annoying feeling here on the side. And the last disadvantage is that this case is a bit too thick for me, especially when you look at the thick edges. Let's come to the conclusion for this case. For me, this case is more for people who often drop their cell phone or for special professions, such as construction workers. For the normal user, it's not really for me. So, that's all the cases I've presented. I hope you have now been able to find the perfect case for you. If you don't want to miss videos like this in the future, you should definitely become a subscriber. I've linked the cases below, and as always, see you in the next video.